many people are in office as a result of that, how many laws have been created based on a system that is that easy to manipulate. It's so easy, I was able to take my iPhone out, connected it to that network, downloaded 2 free apps from the App Store, and with one of those apps, I was able to flip the results of the election using my iPhone and that secure voting system. I mean, it's all a joke. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I've picked up everything and have to let everyone know this as long as I can. So this is Pete Lichtenheld. He's the Vice President of Customer Success at Hart InterCivic, which is your voting system here in this county. Here's what he said at Kerr County when I was there testifying just after him.
Pay to have our system penetration tested, hacked basically, to find out, are there weaknesses and what can we do to fix those weaknesses, right? To make it less hackable. And I'll fully admit, anybody who says something's not hackable is a fool, so anything can be hacked, right? But it takes access to the thing, knowledge, and mostly time.
Anything can be hacked. Anyone that says something's not hackable is a fool. That's the guy that runs your voting software. Do you feel more comfortable now that they pay to have their system less hackable? Why are you using this? No one in this county should ever be signing a single contract to continue using this system or any electronic system, because he's right. Everything's hackable. Everything. Everything has been hacked. Our own Pentagon can't keep hackers out, right? Texas is under a ransomware attack right now and has been for a long time, but do you all know about that? Look it up. Texas ransomware attack. They're still under it. There are organizations or government entities in Texas using paper and pen right now because they can't get into their computers. Your own state can't even secure their systems. And they're expecting you to vote on systems that they can't even secure. Give me a break. But the guy's absolutely honest. Any system can be hacked. So we cannot use a system that can be hacked to run our elections. We're counting dots on a piece of paper. We can count dots on a piece of paper with our own 2 tabulators. I'm not going to get into the QR code because Dr. Durry is going to hit that one. These people throw words like secure underneath their company name to psychologically manipulate you into associating the word secure with their company. These are the types of games they play. They're operating on a much higher level of sophistication than most people. It's just, they're devilish. They're devilish. I wish they used their bad for good. Bunch of lies. There's actually screenshots from my phone. These are the apps that I would use in order to flip the election. And in fact, I pulled up the election database right there, and I was able to flip the results of it on my iPhone. That's just a screenshot from it. And I'll show you that afterwards if we have time. So there's the report from 2014 talking about that very thing too. How are we doing on time?
You have got 30 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, great. We're doing well. So I'll just read this then. If remote access is gained, recovery of user credentials through system memory analysis could be executed and used to modify the back-end database of the EMS server. That report right there was written by Freeman Craft McGregor Group in 2014, talking about the vulnerability that I found in 2021 on this voting system. 30 minutes? Okay. We're gonna do it. Put my old man stuff on here. Okay. So, let me move it. Oh, how am I gonna do this? Let's see. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. All right, let me do this instead. I'm gonna interrupt that. I gotta change my display here because I can't swivel my neck that good here. All right, I'm gonna show you, this is an image, an exact duplicate, bit for bit image of the Mesa County Dominion voting system. And sorry, Dominion, I'm not gonna just put you under the bus. All voting systems are susceptible to hacking. Our own vice president, quote unquote, has also said the same thing. So, here we go. So this is what I did initially. I got on the system here, and this is basically the same, I'm in the way here. Let me sit down, hold on. This is the same exact system they use in Mesa County. when they took the snapshot, when Tina Peters took it. And I clicked on this. People have Windows computers, right? Some of them do. I clicked on the start button. I saw Microsoft SQL Server tools. Does anyone know what SQL Server is?
Yeah.
A couple people? Okay, who knows what SQL Server Management Studio is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, can you believe it was on a voting system?
Yes.
I wish, well, yeah, now you can, right? Now you can, but when I saw this, I thought, you are gotta be kidding me. Does it need to be on there? No way, no way. In fact, if you're a developer of a database, yeah, you'd have it on there. But on a production system that has an application software like Dominion sitting there, you wouldn't have SQL Server Management Studio also, because that allows you to bypass, go in the back door essentially, and get directly into the database and go around the software, the Dominion software. So I thought, okay, I saw it here, there's no way it's actually gonna run. So I clicked on it, it ran. It came right up. I thought, oh my gosh. So here's what I thought at first. I thought someone installed SQL Server Management Studio on the system, and an insider somehow got to their election system and installed the software on it. So I said, okay, this is crazy. I'm just gonna click connect instead of putting a password in and just let it use the already logged in credentials. So I didn't put a password in here. I just clicked connect. And I figured it's gonna tell me access denied. It opened. And then I saw databases and I thought, okay, let's see what databases are in here. Clicked on databases, and these are the elections. Now this is bypassing the Dominion software altogether. And I thought, well, okay, let me try to open a database. And I clicked on this, it opened. I opened up the tables, they opened. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I can do this. Is this easy?
So we can fix this fraud right now.
So I right-clicked this and I wanted to see what's in this database. I clicked on that and it comes right up. So I'm able to look into the actual database where the election the ballot definitions are and the votes. So this looks like it's a ballot definition. I see choices on the ballot. There's Biden right there. And see this internal machine ID column here. Computers work by numbers, not really names. So a lot of times there's things that will map a name to a number. And this column over here is just those unique numbers. So each choice here on the ballot has a unique identifier number, starting with 1, and then there's a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and so on. So Biden has a 1. I scrolled up and I looked around and I figured there's gotta be a Trump on here, and I found Trump. And Trump's ID number is 2. So I thought, could I flip an election just by swapping the 1 to a 2 and a 2 to the 1? Could it be that easy? So let's try it. So here's what I did. So first I want to pull the results of the election. So we're going to pull this up. I found this little procedure called contest results. And when I ran it, it asked for a contest ID. So it needs a number. What contest should I start with? What number? Give me a number to start with. 1. Let's try 1. That's what I thought. I tried with 1, and it happened to be the presidential. That's convenient. And look at that. Biden has 31,000 votes. Trump has 56,000. Okay? So there's our starting point. Now, we're going to go back to this table, and we're going to see if we can edit the table. Now, it's one thing to be able to read a database. It's a whole other thing to be able to change the database. Okay, I'm gonna click edit here. Brings it right up, kind of looks like Excel if anyone's used a spreadsheet before. I'll go to the bottom, and there's Biden right here, and there's the 1. Now I figured when I press 2, and then I tried to press enter, it's gonna give me an error message saying access denied, right? Your user does not have permission to make changes to this table or database. Would that be possible if it was set up right?
Yeah.
Of course. It took it. So I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna change the 2 to a 1. It took that also.
But that's also a problem if you're gonna have 2 2s.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. It
Huh?
didn't even catch that.
Oh, of course.
Change it to-
We're gonna go through one example
So
here.
this
Okay.
is an actual, this is the copy.
This
of
is
that
the,
database?
this is the copy, yes. This is a real voting system. Copy of one. Okay, now I'm gonna run this report again. All I did was change a 2 to a 1 and a 1 to the 2. Right now, before I touch anything, Biden had 31,000, Trump had 56. I'm gonna click execute. Now Biden has 56 and Trump has 31. So I can't say that's what they did, but I can say that's how easy it is to do it. Now, what I found out was no one installed SQL Server Management Studio after the system was set up at the county.
Standard imaging?
It comes on the image from the voting system vendor. It's built in. The back door is built in to the voting system image. And anyone sitting in front of this system could do this. And they apparently have been able to do it since at least 2014. And think how many states and counties run Dominion in the United States. Now,
And you did it without knowing the password, which means.
I didn't have to know the
somebody
password
already went
either.
in once and used the password.
but I can tell you, the password, not difficult to figure out.
Oh,
In a lot of cases, they use the same password in the whole state.
And passwords only.
I'll say the California password that was written on top of the keyboard in Sacramento County. Okay, you ready? It's really complicated. California 2020 exclamation mark. That was California's. I don't think you have to work too hard to figure out what Colorado's might have been. That's how easy it is, right? So now a couple people, 3 people in here could probably do this, that know SQL Server enough to do this. How much SQL Server training have you had? None? Okay, perfect. Have you ever inserted a USB drive before? Let's see if you can flip the results of an election. Here you go. You can come over here if you want. And the port's right there. And make sure the T is on top. Yep, you're good. Put it in right there. Yep, there you go. Yeah, it's good. Now just don't touch anything and just watch.
She's good. No hands. even.
No hands, and look how good she is.
Look, Mom, no.
Lock her up.
So she's going into the database right now and swapping a couple numbers. Now I slowed this way down and I showed it on the screen so you could see it, but you didn't have to see any of this. I could have hidden the whole thing. And it could have happened in a split second. And it's done.
Wow.
Now, you used a computer before, right? Okay, so we're gonna mouse over here, just click the pad there to click execute, just press 1, yeah. There you go. And look at the results. You're good, you can have a seat. And the results are flipped again, right? 31,056 now. So you flipped them back, good job, you saved the,
So,
yeah.
what Tina Peters did,
What Tina Peters did was she took an image of the voting system, this image, before the Secretary of State came in, because she was very concerned, because what happened was, they had, what am I doing? I got 15, 10?
Yeah,
15, okay. So in Mesa County, what happened? After the 2020 election, obviously everyone's kind of spooked by everything. Then they had a municipal election the following year. They had, it's conservative county, 70% conservative, all conservative city council. One of the representatives for one of the liberal city council candidates came up to Tina before Tina had pulled the results of the election and told Tina that their candidate won. And not only that they won, by how many votes they won by. And Tina said, how would they know that? I haven't pulled the results yet. So she brushed it off. So later on, she pulls the results. And that candidate did win. And it won by the same number of votes that she was told. How on earth did they know the results before Tina even pulled them from the system? And not only that one candidate, that liberal candidate won, it was a sweep. Every single conservative incumbent lost. The entire city council got wiped out and replaced with liberal candidates. One of them had just moved there 3 months before and no one knew any of these people were. So when I hear, well, it's not a problem in my county, all I think is, how freaking stupid are you? You gonna wait till it is? Because they can't do anything about it in Mesa now. It's too late. Are you gonna wait until it happens? Because it's happening all over the country. My state of Colorado is gone. They have systematically been doing this. over and over and over the years, replaced everyone with those that they have selected. And they are coming after Texas hard. Texas is the #1 target in the entire country right now. And so anyone that doesn't believe it is an absolute idiot. They are coming hard at you. They just invested $750 million, in fact, in the past week or two, and a lot more money is coming. They're gonna take this state. They're already in the process of doing it, and you're about to lose it unless every one of you get active. Yes, sir.
Florida seems like it's in a very similar position.
It is, yeah, they want Florida too, but Texas, no, they are drooling in Texas, yeah.
I'm not from Brazos County, but my Republican Party chair has said over and over again that she trusts our voter registrar. She
Well,
trusts.
it doesn't matter if she trusts the registrar.
I know, but she thinks everything is good.
No, she wants to think everything is good. I won't disagree with anyone. I want to think everything is good too, but wanting it to be good is not the same as it being good. And people conflate wanting it to be good with it being good. So I'm happy to talk to them. I'm happy to try to open up some eyes here. People have to understand where we're actually at. You can't keep your head in the sand this long.
All election
Yeah.
officials are certifying that the election was proper and correct.
And they don't know the
If
difference.
they challenge it, they're challenging what.
Well, here's the other problem. Look what they did in Colorado. They now have a law in Colorado passed that the SOS can override the clerks. If the clerk says, I don't want to certify this, the SOS can prosecute the clerk and then override the clerk. We're getting into a very dangerous area. We have to put the brakes on immediately so we don't end up where we're going. So the other thing is, if anyone's got a cell phone, pull it up and look at your wireless networks. You're also gonna see a wireless network called wireless backdoor. So not only does this little flash drive pretend it's a keyboard and allow manipulation of this system without the system even knowing what's going on, it also is a wireless access point that you could sit in a parking lot and manipulate this voting system now.
No,
You see it? Who sees it?
Right there, wireless back.
Yeah,
at the bottom.
exactly. So, and this thing is twice as big as it needed to be. It could be much smaller than this. It can be embedded inside the computer, inside a circuit board, or something similar to it, right? This is just one of a million ways to manipulate it. But this, I just wanted to show you, this is how easy it is. These systems, there's no way to secure them, period. They are an absolute joke. And we gotta stop this craziness. So let me, I probably have not even 10 minutes. Let me go back here. Oh boy, all right, so, well, we're gonna hightail it through this really quick. Let's see, can I do it this way? Oh, might help if you plug it in your computer guy over here. All right, well, I'm glad I got to show that to you, because that is kind of an eye-opener when you actually see it with your own eyes. But that's kind of stuff I would see and realize I cannot.
To have our system.
Pete always interrupts me, every time. Okay, but yeah, we gotta do something about this. So here's why the Dominion stuff matters to Texas. This is critical. Look at the, first of all, testing standards used for Dominion from 2014 all the way to 2023, a testing standard from 2005. Have there been new viruses and hacks come out since 2005?
Every day.
Right, probably since you walked in this room, there's probably been a new vulnerability discovered, okay? So that's ridiculous, and it's all on purpose because there are two newer standards. There's a new standard in 2017, and there's a standard in 2021 also. The EAC, sorry, dirty. Testing labs, ProVNV, SLI, ProVNV. Notice SLI is a division of Gaming Laboratories. Gaming Laboratories International tests casino systems. They test slot machines. So a joke I make is that I would feel more comfortable voting on a slot machine than using our current election system.
Probably much better, actually.
And it'd probably be safer. So this building lost a little bit of structural integrity because this guy ran his truck into it. And I don't know how you miss a building, but he nailed the building pretty well. There's an arrest video. Look on YouTube. Eric Coomer arrest video. It's hilarious. If you want to have a good 15-minute laugh, it is great to watch that video. So Eric Coomer is the lead strategist and security guy. He's actually a programmer, software developer for Dominion. And he's written code that is patented and shared among many vendors, not just Dominion. He hit the building and then lied to these police officers and said, I didn't do it. Wasn't me. Said, well, we have, there's a witness there that described you to a T. And he looks at me and goes, I've almost got that look right for him, but anyway, flat out lies the officer until eventually his attorney shows up. And then after his attorney leaves, he says, okay, I'd like to make a statement. Yes, I did it. I'm under a lot of pressure. Of course, the attorney said, we don't want any more attention. Just frickin' say you did it and pay for the damn building. We're Dominion, we can afford it. Now they have $728 million from Fox, so they can definitely afford to fix the building. So anyway, he admits to doing it, and he says, I'm under a lot of pressure. Look up my name and you'll see why. So yeah, I encourage you, Google Eric Coomer. Eric Coomer is the guy who got caught on a Zoom call with some Antifa members who, before the 2020 election, said, Trump isn't going to win. I made effing sure of it, but he didn't use effing. This is the guy that wrote the software that said that. We have a problem. We have a problem. Okay, and here's why this matters to Texas. Verity voting from Hart, Clear Ballot, Unison, ES&S. Texas uses Hart and ES&S. Same testing standards, identical, really old 2005 standards. Look at the testing labs. SLI, ProVNV, ProVNV, ProVNV. So the same testing labs that tested Dominion and missed these glaring vulnerabilities that you can sit in front of it and flip votes. And there's already been a report about it that's been published. It's not like people didn't know about it. People knew about this. The testing labs allowed it to stay in. The same testing labs also tested Hart and ES&S. Do you feel even more comfortable? What did they miss there? What did they knowingly allow to be left in your software that also uses databases? Not necessarily SQL, might use Postgres or some other database, but still a database. There's USB drives involved. It's a complex system. And a computer guy, we can run circles around anyone. If I was a bad guy, I would be president of this country right now if I was a bad guy. I can tell you that for sure. Don't laugh. I would be. Good thing I'm a good guy. Okay.
Not that easy to be the bad guys.
That's true. I know. And they're pretty smart, but I gotta tell you, I've looked at some of their work. They're not as smart as they think. But they are very smart. I'll give them that. But also, God's a good help.
Amen.
So the reporting system, we already, I can show you this real quick. This is the CITL page that makes it look like the Secretary of State of South Carolina. It's actually not. If you right click on a web page and you look at the source code, you can actually see behind. Now they're not gonna make this mistake again. They'll hide it so you'll never see it again, but at least this is kind of how sloppy. I was talking about they're not perfect. They're not perfect. They've been sloppy for a long time. But they didn't realize we would be looking as hard as we're looking now. But make no mistake, we're not gonna see these errors again. They are gonna cover all their tracks. They're gonna make sure we don't have access to any information. The CVRs, cast vote records, are very, very critical. Those are basically a list of all the ballots in an election and each choice on each ballot. And there's supposed to be a time series. So the first one in the file is the first ballot that was scanned. The last one is the last ballot that was scanned. And if